A serial killer taunted police for 20 years. He mailed letters. He bragged about his crimes. And still he walked free until one day he made a single typo, and that tiny mistake exposed him to the world. This is the insane story of the killer who outsmarted everyone until SPLOCHECK took him down. It all starts in Wichita, Kansas, the 1970s. Families lived in fear because one man, Dennis Rader, better known as BTK, which stood for bind, torture, kill. Creepy already, right? He stalked victims, broke into homes, and left behind cryptic messages. He wanted fame. He wanted police to know he was smarter than them. And for years, every time police thought they had a lead, BTK slipped away, like a ghost. And that's how he built his reputation, as the killer who couldn't be caught. Now, here's where it gets weird. Most criminals hide in silence. Not BTK. He wrote letters to police and newspapers. He described his murders in shocking detail. He named himself BTK because he wanted the world to know his brand. The police begged, "Stop writing. You'll get caught." But BTK, he laughed in their faces. He said, "How could you ever find me?" And for 20 years, he was right. But here's the part that destroys me. In 2004, BTK mailed another letter. In it, he wrote the word possession, but he spelled it wrong, possession. Twice, detectives noticed. And suddenly, this so-called genius didn't look so smart anymore. That one tiny mistake was enough to narrow the search. Why? Because linguists can track writing style, education level, even location from just a few words. Basically, his EGO opened the door and his TYPO slammed it shut. And then it got even dumber. BTK actually asked police if he could send them a floppy disk without being tracked. The cops said, "Sure, totally safe." He believed them. Like what? He sends a disk. Forensics check it. Guess what they find? Metadata linking it to a church computer and the username, Dennis Rader. He basically signed his own confession. After 20 years of hiding, BTK wasn't caught by detectives or by DNA or by witnesses. He was caught by a typo and a floppy disk. February 25th, 2005, police surround Dennis Rader, the man who terrorized Wichita for decades, the genius who mocked police. When they finally put him in cuffs, you know what he said? "I knew this would happen eventually." That was it. No fight, no chase. Just a quiet end to a loud legacy of fear. Here's the question that still blows my mind. How did this guy avoid capture for so long? He wasn't especially smart. He wasn't rich. He was literally a local compliance officer, writing parking tickets. But he survived by being ordinary, by blending in, and by feeding his ego through letters until his own words gave him away. BTK wanted to be famous, but in the end, he wasn't remembered for his murders. He was remembered for being sloppy. So what do you think? Was BTK brilliant for staying free 2 decades? Or just dumb lucky until he tripped over his own ego? Comment your answer below. And before you go, here's the craziest part. If BTK hadn't written that last letter, he'd still be free today. Smash that like button so more people hear this story. Subscribe for more insane true crime cases. And remember, sometimes the tiniest mistake can expose the darkest secrets.